Thank y'all for coming today. Unfortunately, it's the last press conference of the year for us, but coming off a big road win at Chattanooga, I want to certainly commend our team. Really challenged them last week. Obviously not a whole lot to play for except to finish the season out for the seniors and somehow, some way try to get 5-3 in this conference, which would be the best that Mercer's ever done. So right now we're sitting at 4-3 after a big win on the road. But I want to commend our coaches and our players for sticking to the game plan. And like I told the team, it's all about the character of the team, about the character of the individual. It's really going to come out and really show in a game like this. And I really thought that we fought, and it did look good. I mean, offensively it was a real struggle. And part of that's because Chattanooga's defense is really good, and part of that's because we didn't execute very well. But I want to commend our defense. What a terrific game they had. Isaiah Bueller probably had the best game since he's been here. Malik Fleming made some unbelievable stops down there on the goal line. We stripped the ball on the 1 yard line after a long run, and then we had a goal line stand inside the 1 yard line, which was huge. And the defense just kept coming and kept us in the game. And then a guy named Stephon Husa showed up. Stephon is one of those guys that when the ball's in his hands, some good things happen. And they kicked it to him. We had minimal blocking on the way to the kickoff return team, but boy, did he find some seams and made some cuts and made a big play. And then we talked about on the sidelines the entire time. We just need one play to get us going, one play on offense to get us going, and fortunately that was the play. And then they elected to kick it to him again, and we had a great inside seam set up for him. We had great blocking on the second kick, and he bounces it outside and uses his speed. And we all laughed at him last night when he fell down on the 1 yard line. But it ended up being a blessing in disguise because our offense, it took us 3 snaps to get in, but in the meantime, Chattanooga had to use all their timeouts. So it worked out really well. And then our defense went out there and closed the game for a big win on the road, 13-9. So. Again, that gets us to 4-3 in the league. Got a big game coming up we'll talk about in a minute, but any questions about the Chattanooga game? If you look at our defense, you look at what's happened in the last 2 weeks, we played really solid on the defensive end. Against East Tennessee State, yeah, we gave up 21 points, but we had 2 really short fields. Saturday to hold them to 3 field goals was pretty unbelievable. And we really fed off the defense, and they did a good job. And we just hope that keeps carrying over to this final game. I know they want to close the year out on a high note because we had some struggles early on defense, and I don't think that's any secret to anybody. But big win and a big defensive performance. I think number one, we got some. All of our players are back pretty much. Isaiah's been banged up in and out. Malik Fleming's been in and out. Sydney Otiwu's been in and out. Every time you turn around, Eric Jackson's been in and out. So we finally got them all playing together and all playing as one, and they've done a good job. And I think that's the biggest change is we've got a healthy defense. Well, as you go throughout the season, your goals continue to change. Obviously we come in and always want to win a conference championship. But now our goal is to finish 5-3 in the league. And 5-3, who knows? That may get you a tie for second. You never know what's going to happen here down the stretch. So I do know this: it'll get you at least 3rd in the league. But we got a huge game against Furman coming up. Furman's coming here with a chance to share the Southern Conference championship if East Tennessee State loses. So they're going to come in here ready to play, and it's going to be a great challenge for our team. Furman is very multiple on offense. When I say multiple, they run just about any scheme possible, and it all predicates off their quarterback, Harris Roberts. If you look at the game, they played a bunch of quarterbacks during the course of the year because they've been banged up a little bit. But the games that they have a lot of success on offense, Harris is the quarterback because he can throw the football, and they have a lot of play-action schemes. He's very efficient at doing that. When he's 16, last year I think PJ was 16-19 against us, and so Harris has had some of those games this year. And when they do that successfully, they've had a lot of success on offense. And so it really starts with their quarterback Harris. And then defensively, they're 3-4, they're 4-2-5. They do a great job with multiple looks. They do a great job hustling to the ball and giving you different looks. So it's going to be a great challenge for our offense and defense and special teams. Unfortunately, yes. You know, as you bring these guys in here, and some of them are 4-year seniors and some of them are 5-year seniors, and you spend all that time with them. You get to know them, you develop relationships, and as I always tell them, I said, you know, you're going to remember the wins and the losses, but at the end of the day, it's more about your relationships that you build while you're here. And so we've got a great senior class. We've got a great bunch of young men who want to go out on top. But they've meant so much to this program as we continue to build it. So Saturday's going to be a special day, being Senior Recognition Day. Unfortunately, we're in that situation. You know, last year, I equate it to last year. Western Carolina had an opportunity to get in the playoffs. We go up there and we put together a great game plan. The coaches do a super job. The kids play well, and we come up with a big road win to kind of spoil their chance and opportunity. So we'd love to do the same against Furman. We know we've got a great challenge. Furman's going to come in here ready to go. They're peaking at the right time. They're played really well on defense the last 3 weeks, and they've got a good football team. So it'll be a great challenge. Well, I'll be honest with you, I got enough to worry about than being a Furman graduate and playing my alma mater. So I guess you know playing against one of my best friends, Clay Hendricks, who's the head coach over there. Clay was hired there 2 years ago. Well, this is his second year from Air Force Academy, and Clay and I've been together a long time. Grew up across the street from each other, roommates in college. Talk about once a week. This week we will not talk. I'm not giving him any chance to give me any information. I'm sure I don't give him any information. But you know, he's done a super job with that program and getting them back to where they're competing for championships, and that's certainly what we want to do here as well. Stephon Housel was Southern Conference Special Teams Player of the Week, and you know, everybody talks about the 2 kickoff returns he had, which those are great. Don't get me wrong. But the guy he almost blocked 2 punts. He came very close to blocking 2 punts. He made a couple of tackles on the we call it pride team, but the punt team. And the guy just is playing like lights out, which is really good to see in his last year. All right.
It was a great one. Obviously, offense didn't do our part, but defense held us in there, and 2 great plays by Stephon on special teams, and just it was just a good win, like a good overall team win. Just making a play when my number's called. Just any way I can help this offense. Just the way that this program is. Obviously we got a lot of talent around here. Injury is part of the game, and I think Frosty has done a great job stepping in for Kalen and Robert since they've been gone. Great. I mean, playing at home is always great. Sending these seniors out right is definitely our goal as a team. Tremendously. It's just definitely going to be like a stepping stone for next year, and just know that the program's headed in the right direction. Just knowing that the play call was coming, and knowing that my route was key for the play, just to like drain the defense, and I just slipped past them and just made a play. just trying to keep us alive, just keep us alive in the game
as a whole.
It hasn't hit me yet. Talked to a couple seniors, and so it hasn't hit a lot of us yet. It's sort of crazy just to think that, you know, we're going through our lists of firsts or our lasts. We got our last Sunday lift yesterday. It's our last Monday off for now. Tomorrow's our last practice on Tuesday, and it's crazy just to think about how difficult it's been this year, in the sense that, you know, we've had a lot thrown at us. We've had a lot. It's been like a roller coaster, and you know, we've bonded as a team. We've come together, and it's going to be difficult just leaving all these guys. You know, you just think about, you know, all the guys that you sort of came up with, the guys you brought in, the guys you helped recruit, the guys that you bleed and sweat with every day, play for. So it's tough, but it's definitely it's going to be an emotional day Saturday. It's a tribute to what the coaches can do. They're really good at recruiting. They've proven that year in, year out. They're always in the top 10 in the FCS in recruiting. I think also it's a tribute to our strength and conditioning coaches and their staff. It's a tribute to our trainers, being able to get us on the field and keep us in tip-top shape. I think it's also a tribute to the guys who put in work in the off season and, you know, have to do it after practice stuff, and also, you know, just continually show up to work every day. So I think it's really it's a big tribute to this entire team and this program. It shows what kind of mindset we have and what kind of character we have. Yeah, we get a chance to try to ruin their season. I think the big thing around here, though, is just trying to send out the seniors, send us out with a win, and just have sort of a feel-good moment, our last feel-good moment of the year together. Furman's a great team. They're a complete team. They have a really good defense. Their defensive line is stout. I mean, we've been watching film on every other team, and every team that we usually watch plays Furman. And we just watch, you watch 75, you watch Jalen Reed, and he's just an absolute dog. They got that number 81 kid, he's like 6'2", $190, and he has like 15 sacks on the season because he's just pure talent. And their offense, they got some big backs, as always. Their offensive line has been coached up, and they do a really good job. They're huge. Their head coach, who's their offensive line coach, does a great job with them. I think it's definitely going to be a test. It's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a really physical game, that's for sure. So I look forward to playing Furman, and I look forward to beating Furman. It's nice, just because, before the season, you got everybody talking about, geez, like, we got this guy and this guy, we got Stunt, we got Sydney, we got Will, we got our back end, we got DK and Destin, and then you got all the other guys that help really bring this defense together. Injuries happen, it's football, and we sort of didn't see the fruits of our labors from fall camp, sort of progressing into the season to these last couple of weeks, and now that we got everybody kicked back and rolling, we're looking good. We lost Brad Ernest the first few weeks, and I'll see how good of a player he is. It'd be amazing. There's a lot of what ifs. What if we had Rob Riddle the entire season? What if we had Brad the first few weeks? But it's an amazing feeling. I think we all are just coming together. I think our coaches are doing a great job preparing us, prepping us, just our mindsets, and with practice. Just physically, we've been preparing ourselves in training. So. It'd be great. It's just brick by brick. Every year we've always improved on our SoCon record, and I think it'd be great to just say, like, we had a great season in SoCon. Outside of the rest of our schedule, it'd be great to go out and get a dub for the seniors, and for this program, for the fans, for everybody who's been a part of this ride.